morning, students. In continuation of catalysis, we saw the three types of catalysis: homogeneous catalysis and heterogeneous catalysis. Along with that, enzyme catalysis also finished yesterday. Okay, in continuation, we'll see the mechanism of catalysis. That means three catalysis are there. We'll see three mechanisms. First, okay, here I want to start with the homogeneous catalysis. Mechanism for homogeneous catalysis. Homogeneous catalysis. What is the meaning of homogeneous catalysis? Okay, here A reacts with B in the presence of C, forms C. A is a gas, B is a gas, C also gas, C also gas, and D also gas. If chemical reaction proceeds through, only one type of physical state of reactants, catalyst and products, we call as homogeneous catalysis. During the homogeneous catalysis, see the mechanism for this one. Simple mechanism. There is no ambiguity. Okay, here reactant. Okay, both are present in same phase, so easily diffused with the catalyst. Forms intermediate. After that, diffuse into product and catalyst. Okay, this is the one simple mechanism. See, sulfur dioxide. Okay, take 2 moles of sulfur dioxide. Okay, reacts with oxygen in presence of nitric oxide. Okay, both are diffused with each other along with the catalyst. All are gases now. So all are diffused with the gas. All gases, these two reactant gases diffused with the nitric oxide catalyst forms an intermediate sulfur dioxide. Okay, NO. This is an intermediate. Okay, after in continuation of heating, we'll get here sulfur trioxide along with the nitric oxide. We'll get back the catalyst and form the product. This is we called as homogeneous catalysis. Okay, second one, heterogeneous catalysis. Heterogeneous catalysis means, okay, the catalytic reaction which proceeds through different physical state of reactants, catalysts and products, we call as heterogeneous catalysis. Here A is gas, B is gas, A reacts with B. In the presence of C, it is a solid and form the D. It may be gas or it may be solid. Here I am taking same reaction. Okay, I am using different reaction here. Nitrogen reacts with 3 moles of hydrogen. In the presence of iron catalyst, forms ammonia. Nitrogen is gas, hydrogen is gas, iron is solid, ammonia is gas. See, okay, this catalytic reaction, okay, what is that? The preparation of ammonia. By using Haber process. Preparation of ammonia by using Haber process. Okay, here this reaction proceeds from different phases, different physical states of reactants and catalysts. How reaction takes place? This is present in a gaseous phase, this is present in a solid phase. solid state. How the reaction, okay, the reaction will be happen in between gaseous and liquid, gaseous and okay solids, or gaseous and liquids and solids also, liquids and solids, gases and solids. How the reaction, okay, how reaction going on, we'll see in continuation. Okay, this heterogeneous catalysis involves in 5 steps. The mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis involves in 5 steps. What are those? Okay, first diffusion of reactants. Diffusion of reactant. First is the diffusion of reactants. Second one, adsorption of reactants on catalyst. Adsorption of reactants on catalyst. Second step. Third step, okay, here formation of an intermediate. Formation of an intermediate. Fourth step is formation of an intermediate by the reaction between reactants and catalyst. Both the reactants and catalyst. Then diffusion. Here diffusion of reactants, here diffusion of products. Diffusion of products. After the desorption, okay, it is also called evaporation of products. Evaporation of products. How many steps involved here? 5 steps. What are those? Okay, heterogeneous catalysis. All the heterogeneous catalytic reaction proceeds through 5 steps. What are those? The first step is diffusion of reactants. Diffusion of reactants. What is the second step? Adsorption of reactants on catalyst. Okay, in continuation I will see diagrammatically. Okay, I will show diagrammatically. Okay, third one, formation of an intermediate. Okay, fourth one, diffusion of products. Sorry, I wrote here production. Diffusion of products. Okay, next, desorption or evaporation of products. Okay, these 5 steps involved in the heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, I am taking one example. Okay, any other example we will discuss. I am taking this one only. Okay, here nitrogen reacts with hydrogen in the presence of iron, formation of ammonia. Okay, we discuss the mechanism. How many steps involved? 5 steps. Okay, it's one of the best, one of the important question for the 3 marks. Explain heterogeneous mechanism, heterogeneous catalysis mechanism, or mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, first step, here mechanism for heterogeneous catalysis, step 1. Step 1. What is the step 1? Okay, diffusion of reactants. What is our reaction? Nitrogen reacts with 3 moles of hydrogen in the presence of iron, forms ammonia. It is a solid. Okay, these are gases. First, what happened? Diffusion. Diffusion means, here for example, this is the nitrogen gas. Okay, here this is the hydrogen gas. Okay, here we have the iron. This is the iron material, finely divided, pores containing iron catalyst. Pores containing iron catalyst. finely divided pores containing iron catalyst. Diffuse, that means pass, first step. Okay, passing of nitrogen and hydrogen through the catalyst, that means iron catalyst. This is the step 1. Step 2, what is the step 2? Okay, adsorption. Step 2, adsorption of reactants on catalyst. This is the second step. What happens? This is the iron catalyst. Here we have the pores. Okay, nitrogen get absorbed, hydrogen get absorbed. Here nitrogen and hydrogen get absorbed on the surface of the iron. Why it absorbed on the surface of the iron? Okay, iron, I said finely divided iron. Okay, pores containing iron particles have some attraction forces, chemical forces. Those chemical forces initiate the bonding between iron and nitrogen or hydrogen. Nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, here this surface provides, iron surface provides toward the reaction between nitrogen and hydrogen. This is called absorption of reactants on the surface of the catalyst. Second step. Step 3. Formation of an intermediate by the reaction between nitrogen, hydrogen along with the iron. Here this is the iron. Here nitrogen reacts with hydrogen. Okay, in the presence of iron form an intermediate. This intermediate is unstable. Okay, this intermediate converts into products that we call as diffusion of products and catalyst. Diffusion of product and catalyst means here intermediate form, this intermediate converts into products, that means ammonia along with the here iron. We get the iron particles. This we call diffusion. And here step 5. What is the step 5? Here I am taking step 5. Step 5. What is the desorption of products and catalyst? Desorption means here ammonia and iron is formed. Iron will be present here. Ammonia, moved into outside of the adsorbent by heating. Just to provide the temperature, ammonia comes outside from the surface of the iron. This we call as desorption. And we get back the iron and we get the ammonia as a product. This is about the heterogeneous catalysis. Heterogeneous catalysis, it's a 3 marks question. Write the mechanism for heterogeneous catalysis. It's an important one. Here, what are the points involved? What are the steps involved in this heterogeneous catalysis? Total 5 steps. Diffusion of reactants, adsorption of reactants and catalyst, formation of an intermediate, diffusion of products and catalyst. Diffusion of products and catalyst. Here heterogeneous catalysis also depends on activity of catalyst. Activity of catalyst. If any surface area has porous, finely divided surface, that gives more and more rate of adsorption, more and more forms compound. Which has more surface area and which has more active pores, those molecules rate of absorption, those surface rate of absorption is more. That is we called as a active catalyst. And then in continuation we see the selectivity. Here one more important term is there. Selectivity also one of the important factor affecting on the heterogeneous catalysis. Selectivity. We'll see what is that selectivity. Selectivity. Selectivity is also one of the important term. Here I am taking only one reagent, but the catalyst is different. The catalyst is different. Here I am using nickel. Carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen in the presence of nickel. Carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen in the presence of copper, zinc oxide, chromium trioxide. Carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen in the presence of here I am using 3 reactions. Why I put tick marks like this? These are 3 different reactions. In first case, carbon monoxide reacts with all are the same reactants. All are the same reactants, but the catalyst is different. The product also different. This we call as selectivity of catalyst. This is also heterogeneous catalysis. Here carbon monoxide gas, hydrogen gas, nickel, copper, zinc oxide, chromium trioxide, copper, all that is solids. This is called as selectivity in heterogeneous catalysis. Here what compound is formed? Here we get methane along with the water, the different product. Here methyl alcohol. Here we get the methyl alcohol. Here I am taking 2 moles methyl alcohol. Here we get the formaldehyde. HCH formaldehyde. This is formaldehyde. This is methyl alcohol. This is what is this? Methane. See here, reactants are same, catalyst and products are different. This is called as selectivity of heterogeneous catalysis. This is also one of the important property, or this selectivity or factor also influence on the heterogeneous catalysis. And here one catalyst is there, selective shape catalyst. Selective shape catalyst. One of the important molecules are there, are present in chemistry, zeolites. We saw these zeolites in first PUC. Calcium aluminium silicates. Calcium aluminium silicates we called as zeolites. We called as zeolite. Aluminium silicates are having here frame structure, 3-dimensional frame structure. Due to that 3-dimensional frame structure, zeolites are having cavities, more active cavities, more active pores, more active sites. Due to the presence of more active sites, okay, these are called as selective shape catalysts. These zeolites are called as selective shape catalysts. The shape of this catalyst is honeycomb shape. Okay, most of the times they asked, what is the shape of zeolites? Honeycomb sites. What are the zeolites? Calcium silicates we called as zeolites. Okay, here what is the use of zeolite? Zeolites are used for the purification of water, and these are mainly used in the petrochemical industry. For the production of gasoline, from the hydrocarbons. From the ethyl alcohol hydrocarbons, we use zeolite. The common and important popular zeolite is ZSM5. ZSM5 is the popular zeolite. It is used for the purification of water. It is also used as a catalyst in petrochemical industries for the production of gasoline from the ethyl alcohol. Okay, all the zeolites are a good selective shape catalyst. While aluminum silicates are having three-dimensional frame structure. Three-dimensional frame structure has active sites, active pores, active cavities. Due to those active cavities, zeolites are acts as a active catalyst. That's why these are called selective shape catalyst, and these are having honeycomb structure. Honeycomb structure means just like wall-like structure, porous are observed, stepwise structure. Pores are observed, cavities are observed on the surface of this zeolite. This is about the heterogeneous catalysis and homogeneous catalysis, mechanism of heterogeneous catalysis and homogeneous catalysis. Then in continuation we will see the enzyme catalysis. So last topic in catalysis, enzyme catalysis. Mechanism for enzyme catalysis. Enzymes are also active reagents. Enzymes are also one of the active catalysts. These are also having the more and more pores. These are having more and more pores or cavities on the surface of its surface, and in the form of colloidal solution. All enzymes are having cavities or pores on its surface in colloidal solution form. Yesterday I said all the enzymes reacts with water form the colloidal solution. Such colloidal solutions have on its surface active cavities or active pores. Active cavities or active pores. That's why enzymes acts as a catalyst. Those active cavities, why those are called, those sites or cavities or pores are called active sites, active pores or active sites? Due to the presence of active functional group, COOH function group, NH2 function group, SO3H function group, OH function group. All those cavities, enzyme cavities are enzyme pores having this functional group. That's why those cavities are acts as a active cavities. Active cavities. All the reactants are active by those cavities, form an intermediate. By the heating of the intermediate complex, we get the products. This is the simple one. Here it involves in only two steps. Mechanism of enzyme catalysis involves in two steps. What are those? First step, reaction between reactants. Reactant means we call substrate here. Substrate. Reactant, reaction between reactants and enzyme. Okay, here enzyme reacts with substrate. Substrate is nothing but reactant. What happens? We'll get highly unstable, more active complex. More active is nothing but highly unstable. More active enzyme substrate. More active enzyme substrate complex was formed. Okay, then second step, formation of products. Enzyme substrate complex just by heating, what happens? We'll get here products and enzyme. P and enzyme. Products and enzyme will get back the enzyme. That's all. This enzyme mechanism of enzyme catalysis involves in these two methods. Okay, diagrammatically, just I will explain diagrammatically. Okay, this theory. This theory we called or appeared like Locke and Key theory. We called Locke and Key theory. Appeared like Locke and Key. Here, enzyme acts as Locke. Okay, here reactant or substrate acts as a Key. Okay, all the enzymes. Okay, here I am drawing enzyme. First step I am drawing. This is the enzyme. Lock now. Draw like this. Enzyme just appear as a lock. Then substrate means like this. Okay, substrate appeared like this. This is substrate key. What happened? Both are reacts with each other. This is enzyme, this is substrate. Both are reacts with each other and forms this we call as enzyme substrate complex. Here it acts as a key, it acts as a lock. Okay, then while heating, what happened? We'll get back the like this. I mentioned like this. This is the one product. P product along with the we get products here. These are the products. Enzyme. Here enzyme complex. This is appeared. This is lock. When we open for lock, we put the key. We'll put the key here. That means it will come into the cavities. This we call as cavity. Active cavity. Why this is active cavity? It contains COOH functional group or maybe NH2 functional group, or maybe SO3H functional group, or OH functional group. That's why these called active cavities. These active cavities occupied by the substrate, by the reaction between enzyme and substrate. This is the mechanism for enzyme catalysis. This is about the enzyme catalysis, mechanism for the enzyme catalysis, and this is the catalysis. In surface chemistry, two topics finished. One is adsorption, second one is catalysis. And last topic is there, we will see in continuation the topic colloidal solution. That is also very very important, we will see in continuation. Okay, and most probably try to write notes.